PC games and hardware have come a long way. From the days of Voodoo 64MB graphics cards to GTX 1080s, technology has vastly improved. However, what can you play if you don't have $1,500 to buy a gaming rig or gaming laptop? What if all you have is your work laptop or your all-in-one family PC? Hey Shackers, Greg here, and this week per a request on YouTube, I'm counting down the best low-spec PC games. Now, what is low spec? To some, it may mean having a graphics card lower than the GTX 680. Others, a netbook from 2004. I'm setting the baseline with Intel integrated graphics. The game must run decent without all the settings on low or ultra low. Now, running decent can mean a variety of things. To some, 60 frames per second is baseline, others 30 frames per second. But since there are so many PC builds, specs, and opinions on what a game needs to play well visually, I ask that you keep an open mind. Maybe a few games on here will not run at 60 frames per second at 1080, but they run, and run decently. I've tallied votes and suggestions from our community and staff, so let's see what games I can install on my grandma's laptop. These are the top 10 low-spec PC games.
Right now, a complete Dimension desktop with an Intel Pentium 4 processor delivering performance where you need it most is just $799. There's great deals on notebooks, too.
Heroes may fall, hope may fade, but new heroes will arise.
It's no secret that I love dungeon crawler games, and Torchlight II is a great one. Packed full of dungeons to explore, gear to obtain, and builds to experiment with makes it a blast to play through. What makes it even better is it'll run on just about any system decently. It's a huge world that promises you'll be entertained for hours, and the grind for better gear has never been more enjoyable. From ogres to skeletons and giant spiders, it's an action fantasy RPG at its best.
In his search for answers, he dug up more than he bargained for.
This fun, overlooked game brought together a fusion of Dig Dug and Metroid. Armed as a steampunk robot, you dig down into the deep abyss, collecting power-ups that allow you to break through tougher rocks, give you new offensive abilities, and rocket drop to extreme heights. The game is extremely addicting, with every new power-up being upgradable through gems and gold you find in the center of the earth. It also runs great on low-spec PCs, even netbooks. If you're a fan of Metroidvania-style games, but don't have a hulking PC to run them, look no further than SteamWorld Dig.
I pray that my children will weather this tempest. For nothing is immortal, and one day, they may have to survive without me.
Turn-based games usually run great on low-end machines, and Endless Legend is a game that brings a similar feel to Sid Meier's Civilization series with high fantasy flair. With 8 factions to play as, and each with a unique and extreme feel to them, you'll want to try them all. Managing your cities, economy, and resources, Endless Legend promises you many hours of strategic, micromanaged, turn-based brilliance that won't push your PC to its limits.
The journey will be dangerous, sometimes deadly, but we go forth without fear or ignorance. For courage and knowledge are the bywords of the Vultures.
You've done as I've asked, but I still question your devotion to me. To prove your faith, I will ask one more thing of you. Yes, Lord, anything, Isaac's mother begged. To prove your love and devotion, I require a sacrifice. Your son, Isaac, will be this sacrifice. Go into his room and end his life as an offering to me to prove you love me above all else. Yes, Lord, she replied, grabbing a butcher's knife from the kitchen. Isaac, watching through a crack in his door, trembled in fear. Scrambling around his room to find a hiding place, he noticed a trap door to the basement hidden under his rug. Without hesitation, he flung open the hatch, just as his mother burst through his door and threw himself down into the unknown depths below.
So right off the bat, I have to say this game's themes and tones aren't for everyone. It's dark, very dark, but also extremely fun. This 2D shooter has you running around a procedurally generated dungeon. Everything is random: bosses, secrets, power-ups, and even though people have spent hundreds of hours killing enemies with nothing but the tears of an abused child, no, seriously, that's how you kill things. It's still a fantastic game to play through, and runs great on just about any PC. However, I'm told Binding of Isaac Afterbirth has some issues on really low-end machines, so stick to the first one or its sequel, Rebirth. And if you like dark games that are kind of f***ed up, check out Binding of Isaac.
Big old fella pops out in front of the kid.
A great disaster has wiped out all of civilization, and it's up to you to set things right. Bastion is an action RPG similar to Diablo in most regards. You play as the Kid. No, really, that's his name. And a narrator who will be forever known as McCree.
Proper story is supposed to start at the beginning. Ain't so simple with this one.
It's high noon.
You fight your way through a fantasy world of color and wonder. You can obtain new weapons, upgrade said weapons, defeat and activate relics that make the game harder and more rewarding. Even after you beat the game, you have weapon challenges and a time attack mode that extends the value of the game even further. A beautiful art design allows it to not bog down your rig either, making it playable on a wide variety of PC and laptops without sacrificing too much frame rate.
Tough part of town.
Have any people ever been hurt in this thing?
Of course not. This is the first time I've ever tried it on people. Well, I'll be.
This must be that Woodstock place Mom and Dad are always talking about.
Sometimes fast-paced reaction games aren't for everyone, so I give you one of LucasArts' crowning achievements, Day of the Tentacle, a point-and-click adventure filled with mystery, intrigue, and of course, evil talking tentacles bent on world domination.
Take all the world.
The puzzles are fun and challenging, the story is interesting, and let's face it, the writing is absolutely fantastic. The game even looks good on mobile devices. It even won Modojo.com's Mobile Game of the Year in 2016. If you're looking for a puzzle game with witty humor, check out Day of the Tentacle Remastered.
Look, Hoagie, it's a hamster. Just what I need for dissection lab tomorrow.
I think I need that for the band, Laverne. You know, like we could bite its head off or whatever.
If you're a fan of Metroidvania-type games with punishing difficulty spikes, look no further than Rogue Legacy. Rogue Legacy challenges you to enter a castle and get as far as you can while collecting armor, gold, and blueprints before, well, you die. And you will die, make no mistake about it. But instead of getting an extra life, your character's heir will take your place. Genetic traits are applied to your character upon each death. For example, you may be big and tall, increasing your power and health, or small, making you move faster. From being colorblind to suffering from vertigo, the game keeps you on your toes and can be quite addicting, all the while not destroying your frame rate. Ever wanted to feel like a starship captain? Well, in FTL, Faster Than Light, you can accomplish just that. This RTS-type game has you micromanaging various crew members, systems, and other miscellaneous things you'd find on a starship. The goal of the game is to pass through 8 sectors and get back to your mothership in one piece. Sounds easy, right? Well, it's not. The game is heavy trial and error, and there are no save points. In space, you gather and collect scrap to upgrade your ship's systems, putting resources into things like shields, weapons, or even stealth technology. All are viable ways to play. And like many other games on this list, FTL will run smooth on just about every system. If you've ever wanted to feel like a Starfleet captain, FTL is a game that does just that.
Liar!
This is about saving the future of humanity!
Jean-Luc, blow up the damn ship!
No! No!
If you were ever a fan of classic NES games like Mega Man, Mario, and DuckTales, you'll want to pick up Shovel Knight, a 2D platforming adventure game that borrows heavily from great retro NES games of my generation, complete with bonus objectives, secrets, minigames, and of course, one hell of a soundtrack. Shovel Knight is one amazing game that runs smoothly on just about any PC laptop you can think of, as long as it's not from 1999. It's a fun, frantic game that has some of the best platforming I've seen in ages. So pick up a shovel and shovel forth. For Shovery!
A shrubbery! A what?
Please, please, no more!
There is a great horror beneath the manor. A crawling chaos that must be destroyed.
Where do I start? I love this game. Love it. From its amazing Lovecraftian world, to its addicting turn-based gameplay, and its absolutely stunning art design. Darkest Dungeon challenges you to go forth with a team of up to 4 adventurers and explore, well, you know, the darkest of dungeons. I'm a huge fan of the team that made this game. I personally spent over 100+ hours playing this game on Steam. The classes, equipment, and even the order of your party all affect how you play, and what abilities you can use. The best part is how beautiful the game looks. It runs great on a lot of low-end machines. With the DLC right around the corner, it's a perfect time to prepare your party and sally forth into darkness. If you have a low-end laptop or PC and want a game that will give you hundreds of hours of gameplay, look no further than Darkest Dungeon. What Low Spec PC games did you guys like? Which ones did I miss? Let me know in the comments below. For more videos like this and everything else gaming related, you're already in the right place. You're on Shacknews.com. For Shovery! Shrubbery? No, that's not right. It's Shovelry.
A shrubbery!